In a game that's all about luck, farming, getting some good loot, a weapon like this always puts a smile on my face as it rewards you for hitting big in a very massive way. For those of you guys that play Borderlands 3, the Lucky 7 should ring a bell. There's a Jacob's pistol introduced with DLC 1, and every time you reloaded it, it had the ability for it to have some just insane buffs rolled into that mag, whether it be amp shots, insanely fast fire rate, sickies, whatever you name it, that weapon could roll it. And in this game, we have the roulette, recently introduced with the second bounty pack, in which you can fight the side boss Vortex in the demon domain for the dedicated drop for the roulette. However, like most legendary weapons inside of this game, if you want to get the most bang for your buck, pew pew from your bullets, you're going to need a little bit of RNG to unlock this weapon's latent potential. However, you only need one. With how fast you can run the boss's pockets that drop this weapon, you should be getting your hands on this weapon in no time. And of course, the accessory that we are here to get is the Ripper magazine. What is the most annoying thing about order weapons? The fact that you can charge it and it's going to do next to nothing, because order weapons generally feel pretty clunky. You either tap the trigger or you hold it to fire a burst of bullets and then hold the trigger down again. Like, nobody likes that gameplay loop, so that's why we have the Ripper mag. The Ripper mag completely gets around that whole shtick, boosts the ammo capacity in your magazine, and allows you to fire this order pistol fully automatic with nothing holding it back, completely overriding the order mechanic and allowing this weapon to truly spread its wings. Now, this is not the first time that we have had the Ripper mag come in clutch, affecting how a weapon traditionally fires. The first main example that I can think of when a Ripper mag was truly just generational on a weapon was the Whiskey Foxtrot. That's generally the whiskey fires really fast, but it always fires in a burst. Getting a Ripper mag on that weapon would completely circumvent the need for it to be a burst weapon, and it would be a fully automatic firing demon. And it's here once again to improve the greatness of the roulette and truly let it shine, because the standard roulette, even with something like Torg and a Jacobs, it's pretty good, pretty cool, but it's not better than the Ripper mag on this weapon. Heaven forbid if you get both a Jacobs accessory and a Ripper mag, you, my friend, will be eating the best of the best. Now, the reason why this weapon gets compared to the Lucky 7 from Borderlands 3 is because of its perk, Lord Luck. On reload, gain random buffs. And if you look at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen whenever you are using this weapon, you'll see like a little golden symbol, this legendary perk symbol with a number in it. That is signifying how many buffs you currently have in that mag of the roulette. These buffs, as far as I'm aware, are essentially doubling the effectiveness of any stat on the weapon. And this could be any sort of stat, right? Fire rate, raw damage, magazine size, reload speed, ADS speed, handling. And if you get a magazine that has 7 out of 7 buffs, you, my friend, have hit the jackpot. You keep that magazine up, this thing will destroy anything in its way. Truly and absolutely disgusting weapon, following in the Lucky 7's footsteps. And even just using this weapon low-key normally, even without a build super dedicated to have an infinite mag, this weapon can still get some really darn good damage out there as long as you have that Ripper magazine, my friend. Run the smoke, run the hands, get a little bit lucky. This weapon's gonna hit just like a ram. I try to get a little rhymesicle with you guys, sometimes they can't all be hits. Regardless, fellas, as far as I'm aware, this is like the first order weapon that is truly cemented in the meta right now, 5 days out before the first true DLC 1 of this game, and it's really, really good. And one thing else worth mentioning when using this weapon, if you do have like, 7 rolled mag for your roulette and you swap to a different weapon and swap back, you will lose that really juiced mag. So if you get it at the 7, don't reload it and don't change off the weapon. Trust me, you can still like fast travel from place to place as much times as you want, so keep the juiced up mag. But if you switch weapons, you will lose it. So just hold on to that bad boy and get ready to rock. Also, fellas, I do got to give a huge shout out to our channel members as they go the extra mile every month to support the channel. I very much so appreciate it. KJ, Pikachu, Perplexity in general, much love, you guys. Hope y'all are doing well. And of course, you ever want to catch your boy doing some fun shenanigans live, be sure to check out that Twitch channel, my friend. That being said, gamers, Giga Chads, let's get into the live portion of the showcase. Alright, so it's pretty evident that this thing is the resulting of your gambling hitting its hot streak. Don't gamble, fellas. But roll with your Lord Luck, and the roulette shall bless you. Of course, to truly get the utmost value out of this bad boy, we did have to get a bad boy with the Ripper License Magazine, as this will override the part of order weapons that makes them not really like being used. Charging and then only shooting a burst, right? This thing, you're just going to hold down the trigger and it's just going to rip everything. As long as you can upkeep the weapons mag, it'll keep firing those rounds. I do have our slugger here. That's something I had in the back pocket actually for a minute now, but never really had a ripper weapon to really use it for. Regardless, we have it here now because this bad boy is gonna fry. 3 out of 3 Deadeye to complement it. Green Tree, Harlow, and then honestly Rafa as well could definitely make this thing absolutely look sensational, because as we know, that is absolutely amazing. Of course, this is with the max 7 out of 7 buffs, which really all of these buffs are doing, it's going to double a weapon stat randomly on reload. And if you hit 7, all of your weapon stats are essentially doubled, which is awesome. Now, I think something too important to note with this weapon is that it's going to be a bossing menace. I mean, look at this thing. Dude, what is that? Oh, like, what is that? Honestly, that was so satisfying. I have to come in here and do it again to this poor boss. So sorry, OG. It's nothing personal. It's just like, I mean, dude, look at this thing. Dude. Now, Vortex is going to be the boss to go ahead and farm for this weapon. Of course, it's located in the Demon's Domain. We're going to fast travel over here, and we're going to go straight over to the dedicated source. I'm gonna run this boss's pockets a few times because this weapon is, I think, at its best, especially if you don't have like a Jacobs attachment on it. Like, I don't have a Jacobs accessory on mine, so it's really gonna be juicy on bosses mainly in this state. And because we already have a 7 rolled, as you can see in the bottom of your screen, I really want to go ahead and use this opportunity to just showcase it on some bosses. So that's why we're kind of just running through some bosses rather than, like, you know, a vault, all the ads in it, and then the boss at the end. We kind of just skipped that portion. Yeah, bro, you know, I wanted the bosses with our max buffed, essentially, roulette here. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Okay, now, I'll be honest. OG does have some silly spikes. And because we don't have any, like, torques, it's like stickies or impact explosives on this weapon, it's not the best for dealing with these types of enemies, but because it's still the roulette with the Ripper Mag, it still fries as soon as those crystals come off. Did he drop one off rip for the boys? He did. He did. Granted, this is obviously a base one, so it's really, you need one with the Ripper Mag, bro. You need one with the Ripper Mag. Now, this thing's not going to be the best for the Bloom Reaper's crystals, so I'm mainly just going to try and just rinse his health bar. No. Oh yeah, man. No way. You foul. I'll be honest, bro, like, not the cleanest run, but like, it's so satisfying just ripping with this pistol, bro. It really is. Get that plant out my face. Now, we will go ahead and do a little run through a vault, but like, it's not necessarily the best for like mobbing. Obviously, it rips. If you have a Jacobs one, I guess a Jacobs and a Ripper Mag, yeah, it'll fry then, because you'll obviously be critting and having nice free ricochets. But with only a Ripper Mag, like the one I have right here, it's not as good because I'm having to charge up the weapon a lot, because it's gonna fry just about anything I look at. Don't get me wrong, but I also have to pull back here and there and just like, you know, shoot at a different enemy like that. Like, watch. Nuke, and then I stop, and then I nuke, and then I stop, and then well, nuke, then I stop. You get the point. You get the point. Regardless, the weapon is absolutely disgusting. So long as you do get yourselves a nice juicy ripper mag. This is the I don't want to say bread and butter of the weapon, but like it's kind of the make or break for it. It's like what really pushes it into the insanity tier. Okay, bro, might need to do a tier list for all the legendary weapons we got. Needless to say, this weapon would be very high on anyone's tier list, I would assume, bro. This thing is disgusting. Not only that, dude, but it can boss like an absolute demon. An absolute demon of a boss weapon. It's so gross. Like, I honestly kind of just feel bad for Origo here, man. Like, genuinely. Does bro deserve what's coming his way? Maybe not. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, this guy, he's just a vault boss. That's all he is. He just wants to live his life and prosper and not get instantly fried by this insanity of a weapon that is a pistol. Look how good it looks too. Just like, can we talk about that? Like, it default skin, beautiful design, amazing weapon, amazing weapon. So low key, dude, between the Shalashika and the Roulette, legendary pistols kind of eating good right now. This thing especially, get a ripper mag, profit, you win. This gun is so darn awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Do consider subscribing, and I will see your beautiful faces in that next one. Adios.